quick guide on how to set up our ZLT S12 Pro with OpenWRT. So you have to plug in the device, insert the SIM card, and connect your LAN cable on the LAN 1 of the device, as you can see on the photo here. And you have to press the power button to toggle it on. Now you have to open your favorite browser. For example, I am using here Firefox, and visit the dashboard at 192.168.1.1, and you should be greeted with the login interface. Now, if this is your first time to log in, there should be no password set, so just hit login. And you should now be redirected to the dashboard. Now, this one I use a customized version. This is not from Backspace WRT, but on the main branch or the main of WRT. So there is just no band locking on this release. Now let's go to the interfaces because we will need to configure our SIM card. As you can see, it already has been configured under the name of W1. Now click edit and you should set up the APN. For example, on Smart, I should write internet. IP protocol should be IP4 unless you want IPv6. Now DNS server, you can set this one if you want. You can untoggle IPv6 and click save and apply. So now we should wait for the device to reinitialize the connection. It should take a couple of minutes. And as you can see, we have now the IP address, so we are connected. Now go to DHCP and DNS. You can set a customized DNS here. For example, I will try quad 9, 9.9.9.9, and click save and apply. Now every DNS request will now be sent to quad 9 instead of our local DNS, which is Smart. So to test this, we should go to diagnostics and click the ping, and we have received ping replies, so we are now connected to the internet. Now next, I should try a speed test, and this is without any external antenna, so I'm using the built-in antenna. And at my area, it is very bad because there is not much cellular sites, so I am getting these very slow speeds. We will now set up the LED indications of the device. So go to LED configuration, add LED action. For example, let's set the power LED that is always on to a heartbeat indicator. So if the device crashes, you will notice because the heartbeat will no longer work. So to test this, you can click save and apply and notice on the video below. It works. Now let's add another one for the internet or the modem. Just mimic the following configuration. This will light up the modem indicator on every internet activity. And as you can see, it works. So you are free to add other LEDs on your configuration. So just explore. Now we have to configure the Wi-Fi of the device because by default OpenWRT does not transmit Wi-Fi. So on this one, as you can see, I have highlighted, this is for the 2.4 GHz. Now click edit, change your channel to 1, 6, or 11 because they do not overlap to other channels. Set the maximum transmit power, or you can leave it as is. So for example, the maximum is only 20, and then we have to set the mode to be access point and the Wi-Fi name or the ESS ID. Now, for example, I will be setting this to Wi-Fi underscore 2.4 GHz. For the network, this is the default LAN network. For security, you have to set a password, of course. So I'm setting this to the WPA2 or WPA3 because WPA3 provides more security than the WPA2. So set the password as an example. You can even set MAC filter here, isolate the clients, Set the custom MAC address and the roaming functionality if you have multiple networks that have the same access point name. Now this one is for the 5 GHz 802.11 ACN. So again, set the name. For example here, Wi-Fi underscore 5 GHz. And the same configuration, the wireless encryption and the power. The 5 GHz one provides higher speeds but lower distances. So click save and apply. And also be sure to click enable, because again by default they are disabled. So hit enable on the 2.4 GHz and click on the 5 GHz enable. And you should now be seeing the Wi-Fi name on any device. That supports, of course. Some devices might only support 2.4 and only the older ones does not support 5 GHz. As you can see, my Windows laptop has detected the Wi-Fi. Now we have to configure the device system. So for example, the host name. So you can easily identify the device if it's connected to your network. So host name and the time zone. I set this to Manila, my current location. So host name, we can set this to OpenWRT S12 Pro. Click save and apply. Now we have to go to system administration. Set the router password because we do not have one by default. Click save. SSH access, if you want to access this via SSH, you can enable this, or if not, you can disable this one. So let's just save and apply. You can also access this via SSH keys if you do not want to use the passwords, and HTTPS access if you want. Now let's go to the software, click update list. So we have to refresh the available packages that can be installed on the device. But be mindful that we only have limited disk space. As you can see, we only have 3.57 megabytes free. And the update is successful. We can now install packages. So let's look, for example, the Multi-WAN. M13 and is already installed. Now we can also list available Lucy apps. So Lucy is the interface that you're currently seeing right now. So by installing some packages that have support for it, it will make your life easier. And you can also install OpenVPN. Install SQM if you want to help with the bandwidth limit. And also Watchcat. So installing the Lucy HTTPS DNS proxy, you have to click install, then wait for it to be installed. And after this, you have to restart the device. And it has been completed. So let us now go to system reboot and perform the reboot. Now it may take a minute or two until the device is rebooted. So after the device is restarted, we should now log in again. And go to services HTTP DNS proxy. And as you can see, it is already enabled by default. You can change the provider name, Google or Cloudflare, to this list, but it did not show here, so you can just change it there. So for now, we have to check the DHCP configuration, and this setting means that the proxy is working. Now we can check again on diagnostics. So the system can resolve DNS and ping. Now let's check the DNS leak. And as you can see, we are now using the Google and Cloudflare DNS. We'll now configure the multi-WAN failover. Please refer to the diagram below. So go to your multi-WAN manager, click interface. As you can see, there's already some interfaces defined, but the modem one is missing, so we have to add that first. So we have to confirm the interface name. So let's go back to interfaces, confirm W1. Now let's add it here, W1, check enabled, tracking hostname or IP. Let's add Cloudflare and Google DNS IP addresses. And click save. Now save and apply, of course. Now go back to interfaces. We have to add the WAN interface. Name it WAN. Protocol DHCP client. On the device, just select the switch port 1. And proceed with create interface. Now you can set some configurations here if you want. Custom DNS, firewall. Click save and save and apply. Now go to devices under bridge LAN and check switch port 1. And click save and apply. Now to test if one is working, plugging in my internet connection from the ISP. We have IP address, so we are connected. So now we have to check or set the gateway metric. Set it to 5. So what this does is your default internet will go through this interface before going to the higher numbered ones. So for 5, we will set the modem to be 10. So continue on editing it. Under W1, edit. Metric should be 10. So this will be our backup 1. Or essentially our backup internet. Now click save and apply. Now go back to the multi-WAN manager. And as you can see, the metric is set. We should also set the FLAN contract table to connected and disconnected. So just to confirm on W1, set it as well. And click save. Now to the members, we have to add the W1 because there is none here. So just add W1 underscore M3 underscore W4. So set on interface W1, metric is 3 and weight is 4. And another one, W1 M4 W5. It's 4 and 5. So save. Now go to the next tab, the policy. Add another one for W1. So W1 only means if you set it to this policy, the internet traffic will only go through the modem and not to the fiber one or to the WAN. And another one, this is the failover, 1 underscore W1. So what this does is if your WAN is connected, it will only use the WAN interface, and if it got disconnected, it will use the backup or the W1 for our modem. Now click save and go to the rule and change the policies. For example, let's disable IPv6. The policy is unreachable. For proprietary HTTPS, set this to failover. So you can also set it here, 1 underscore W1. The same here, 1 underscore W1. and click Save and Apply. Now let's go back to the status page, the overview, and you can see both of them are online. Now we'll do a failover test. So I will be unplugging the WAN interface or the WAN LAN cable, and the system should switch over to the modem. As you can see, the interface is now offline and it switched back to the modem or to the built-in internet. And plugging this back again, we should also switch back to the WAN or to the main internet. Just wait for a few minutes. And here it is, it's now online. Now let's do a speed test. This is my internet connection on the fiber interface or on the LAN now. Plug the WAN interface and check the failover if it works. Now refreshing the page on the speed test. It might take a couple of minutes, and as you can see, we are now on the backup WAN or on our modem. Plugging this back again, we should test the speed after regaining the WAN connection. And WAN is online. Now let's reload the speed test again. And it works. We'll now configure SQM QoS or Bufferbloat mitigation. Now let's add a new one here for our WAN interface. Just select it below. You can also set one for the modem or W1. So enable set download speed and upload speed, for example 50,000. Set the following discipline. Save and apply. And we should proceed with the speed test. Now what SQM does is, for example, someone is downloading a large amount of files and you're watching or playing games, it should help with the latency issue. As you can see, we have 43 Mbps or 44. Now let's go to a Bufferbloat test site. So let's just wait for this to complete and it should show you the score of your connection. All perfect. Now for the Watchcat, this is for automatically rebooting in the event that the modem lost connection. So very useful if you have a device that is unmanaged or remote. So first we have to install the package because it's not installed here. So just like what I did earlier, you have to go to the software tab and click update list. Now it's just waiting for the package update to complete. And it's complete now, so search for the Watchcat package and click install. Wait for it to complete and you have to refresh the dashboard. And it's now completed. Now let's refresh the page. And navigate to the Watchcat. Now, ping reboot means it will reboot the modem if it does not receive any pings for a specified amount of time. So let's set this, for example, on our modem or W1. Because I noticed that the modem loses connection for like once a day. So this is very useful. So it will automatically restart our S12 Pro without us needing to manually restart it ourselves. So click Save and Apply and that is it. The setup is now complete. So thank you for watching and hit like and subscribe if it is useful to you.